Welcome, chosen ones, to this transformative journey. If you've ever felt like you're waiting for something bigger to happen in your life, then you're exactly where you need to be. In today's video, we're diving deep into divine timing, spiritual breakthroughs, and the incredible transformation that awaits you. The universe has aligned this moment for you right now, and everything you've been praying for is closer than you think. So, if you're ready to step into your divine purpose, to unlock the mysteries of your true potential, then make sure you stay with us through the entire video. It's not by accident that you're here. God's plan for your life is unfolding now, and you're about to witness miracles. Chosen one, listen closely, because this is a truth that will change the way you see everything around you. Heaven has seen you today. Not just your visible actions, not just the moments when you were recognized, but your quiet obedience, your unseen sacrifices, the moments when your heart trusted even when the world felt silent. Heaven saw it all. Every prayer whispered when no one else was listening. Every decision made in faith when no one could applaud you, God noticed. It may have felt like a small day, like a day filled with routine and unseen moments, but in the spiritual realm, this day was holy. Your trust, even in the silence, reached heaven's throne. Heaven paused, angels leaned in, and the Father's eyes were fixed on you. Every step of faith you took, no matter how insignificant it seemed, was recorded in the heavenly books. You are seen. You have not gone unnoticed. I understand that sometimes it can feel like your obedience, especially in those quiet, unseen moments, goes unnoticed by the world. You gave your best, even when you received no praise. You showed kindness to those who were unkind. You forgave. And you continued to serve, even when it seemed like no one was grateful. But what you may not have realized is that heaven took notice of everything you did in secret. The small gestures, the quiet strength, the silent prayers, they did not go unnoticed. The angel beside you speaks softly, reminding you that the smallest act of obedience is profound in heaven's eyes. When you chose peace instead of frustration, when you chose to forgive instead of hold a grudge, when you chose to trust in God's timing even when your heart was weary, those moments moved heaven. They shifted the spiritual atmosphere. And though no one else may have seen the sacrifice, heaven witnessed every single step. Your act of love, even in the quietest moments, was seen and celebrated by heaven. Do you realize how significant your quiet obedience is? Even in your solitude, even in your moments of waiting, you were doing something powerful in the spirit. Every time you chose to endure rather than escape, to remain humble rather than respond in anger, you were building something eternal. Heaven was recording every act as faith, every prayer you whispered, every act of kindness. Every moment when you chose love over anger was a spiritual investment that will bear fruit in ways you cannot yet see. Your obedience today has moved heaven. Heaven doesn't measure greatness by applause, but by the motives of the heart. In a world that values visible success, heaven honors those who remain faithful when no one is watching. Those who choose integrity even when no one is looking. Those who endure hardship with grace. Who give without recognition. Who love without condition. Your obedience in the unseen moments is more powerful than you can understand. The moment you chose to trust, even in the smallest ways, was a victory in the unseen realm. The angel reminds you that heaven rejoices over every act of faith, no matter how small. The decision to keep believing when the situation seemed impossible. The decision to continue loving when others turned away, that is what moves heaven. It's not the grand gestures, it's the quiet, faithful moments that heaven cherishes the most. Your act of obedience in the silence is holy. It is worship. Now, I want you to hear this. You are not invisible to heaven. Even when you felt overlooked by others, heaven was paying attention. God sees you. He sees your sacrifices, your trust, and your willingness to keep going when the road was hard. Heaven has been watching your heart, and what you did today, in the quiet, has moved heaven. In the moments when you felt alone, in the moments when it seemed like nothing was changing, remember this: God's timing is always perfect. Your faithfulness, even in silence, is building the path to your breakthrough. Heaven's observation of your life isn't about counting every step you take. It's about celebrating your heart's posture. God has seen it. The angels have seen it. Your quiet obedience in the unseen is not only noticed, it is cherished by heaven. And I want you to know this now: God is delighted in you. As we continue this journey, you begin to realize just how deeply heaven has been involved in your life. Even in moments when it felt like you were alone, you may have questioned the purpose of your quiet sacrifices, your unseen acts of faith, and your willingness to stand firm when no one else seemed to care. But as you stand here today, I want you to know that those moments have moved heaven in ways you cannot yet comprehend. The angel by your side now speaks, gently reinforcing the truth that every action, even the smallest, holds great significance in the spiritual realm. Heaven measures not by size but by the depth of your obedience. What you may have considered trivial, those quiet prayers, those moments of restraint, your acts of love without expectation, were monumental in the eyes of God. Each of those moments added to your spiritual legacy. Each step of trust created a foundation that heaven will build upon. Do you see now that God doesn't overlook anything? Every moment you've spent in silence, enduring hardship, or choosing faith over fear has been noted by heaven. There is a divine record being made of everything you've done in faith. Nothing is hidden from God. Not a single act of kindness, not a single prayer spoken in trust goes unnoticed. You have been faithful in the quiet, and heaven has rejoiced in each of your decisions. And here's what's incredible: your obedience today is paving the way for your divine breakthrough. Heaven is not passive in its observation. It is actively gathering evidence for what is to come. Every time you choose trust over doubt, peace over anger, and love over resentment, heaven is recording it because God values the purity of your heart. The angels are witnesses to the inner strength you've shown. They have seen your unseen victories, and they are celebrating the fact that you are still standing, still trusting, still believing. Your obedience has opened a door in the spirit that no one else can see. You've been sowing seeds of faith, love, and trust, and God is preparing to bring those seeds to harvest. Heaven recognizes the quiet, unseen acts as sacred offerings that have eternal value. Each moment of kindness that no one saw, each prayer prayed with trembling hands, and every act of forgiveness extended, heaven treasures these. The angel now shifts your focus to the bigger picture. These quiet, unseen moments of obedience have not only shaped you but have begun to shape the world around you. You may have thought that your acts were unnoticed, but in reality, they have been preparing the very foundation for the breakthroughs you are about to walk into. Heaven has been clearing the way. Your obedience has moved God's hand in ways you may not fully understand, but soon, you will see the fruit of your labor. Your patience, your silent faith, your trust in God's timing are setting the stage for divine restoration. God's justice and His timing are perfect. The waiting season you thought was a delay was actually a time of spiritual refinement. Each day that you chose to trust, even when you couldn't see the answers, was preparing you to receive God's perfect plan for your life. The time of silent endurance has made you ready. The foundation has been laid. Your obedience has positioned you for the fullness of God's promise. The things you've been praying for, the things you've been patiently waiting for, are about to unfold. Heaven wants you to know that the silence is not a punishment. It is preparation. It is alignment. God has been positioning you for the moment when His justice will be revealed. The divine plan that has been set into motion in your life is about to manifest. What you've endured, what you've waited for, will not be in vain. The angel affirms that your obedience in the quiet moments has made you ready to handle what's coming next. You've been divinely positioned for breakthrough. The angel speaks of how God has been working behind the scenes to align everything for your restoration. You may have felt like your journey was a solitary one, but in reality, Heaven has been orchestrating every detail, setting everything in motion for the season that's about to unfold. The people, the opportunities, the timing, it has all been carefully designed by heaven. And now, you are stepping into the manifestation of those plans. Divine justice is being revealed, and everything is being made right. Here's the incredible truth. The vindication you've been waiting for is not just about the restoration of what was lost, but about the elevation that comes with it. God is not just going to restore what was taken from you, He is going to elevate you above where you were before. The betrayal, the hardship, the silent suffering, it was all part of a greater plan. And now, God is turning it around. You are not just coming out of this season with what you lost, you are coming out with more. More wisdom, more strength, and more authority to walk into the destiny He has for you. God is about to reveal the fullness of His justice in your life. What was once hidden will now be brought into the light. The pain you have suffered will be transformed into a testimony of God's restoration and faithfulness. The angel assures you that this is a time of vindication, not because of anything you've done, but because of God's promise to you. Heaven has seen your endurance, and it is now about to reward you. What was once unjust, what was once hidden, is now coming into divine alignment, and you are stepping into a new season where everything will be made right. Chosen one, as you step into this new season, I want you to pause and reflect on something profound: the power of your quiet obedience. I know that there are times when it feels like no one sees your sacrifices. There are moments when it seems like your acts of kindness, your willingness to forgive, your trust in God's timing, everything you've done in the silence goes unnoticed. But heaven has seen it all. Every quiet act of obedience has reached the heart of God. You may not realize it yet, but your silent victories, those moments when you chose peace over frustration, love over bitterness, trust over fear, have been the foundation for everything that is unfolding now. The angel standing beside you affirms this truth. Heaven does not overlook your faithfulness. Every time you chose grace when anger was justified, when you held your tongue in moments of frustration, when you continued to believe despite the odds, heaven rejoiced. Those quiet moments are where true victory is won. I know that it can be difficult to see the significance of these moments in a world that celebrates only what is visible. It's easy to get discouraged when it feels like your efforts go unnoticed, when it seems like you're the only one doing the right thing, while others seem to thrive through deceit or shortcuts. But let me reassure you, what you've done in the quiet, in the unseen moments, has been deeply significant in the spiritual realm. God delights in your small acts of faith. Heaven celebrates your quiet obedience as much as, if not more than, any outward display of success. Every time you choose trust over worry, every time you choose to walk in love even when others are unkind, every act of service that no one else sees, it is all recorded in heaven's books. God sees it, and He is pleased with the faithfulness that you have shown, even when it felt like no one else noticed. You might be asking yourself, why does this matter? Why does it feel like these small moments are so important? The answer is that these moments shape your spirit, they shape your character, and they shape the world around you. The real victories are won in the quiet places. It's in these moments of trust and obedience, when you choose to do what's right, even when there's no immediate reward, that God is preparing you for something greater. Your quiet faithfulness is not only molding you, but it's also setting the stage for the larger breakthroughs, the big moments that are about to unfold in your life. The angel reminds you that true victory often looks like a quiet victory. The world may tell you that success comes from loud actions, from public recognition, from immediate results, but heaven's ways are different. Heaven values the moments when no one else is watching, when the world doesn't notice, but you choose to stand firm in faith. Those moments are what position you for the greater reward that is coming. In the spiritual realm, your quiet trust is creating a foundation of power and strength that no one can take away from you. In the silence, where the world doesn't see your struggle or hear your prayers, God is gathering all the evidence of your faith. Every act of obedience is recorded in heaven's archives. You are being prepared for a season of breakthrough, where God's promises for you will be revealed. But it's important to understand that this season of preparation, this quiet obedience, is not just for you. It is preparing you to lead others, to inspire others with the faith you've shown, and to carry the blessings you've received into the world. As you stand in this place, the angel encourages you to trust that every act of obedience, even those that seem insignificant, is making a profound difference in the spiritual realm. You are shifting spiritual realities with your quiet faith. You may not see it, but heaven is at work. Every small decision to trust, every prayer whispered in the quiet, is changing things in ways you can't even fathom. You are moving things in the spirit world, even when you can't see it in the natural. God is actively working in response to your faith. Your obedience is a prayer of action that heaven is responding to. Nothing is lost in your moments of surrender. God is weaving all of your actions together into something beautiful. And though it might not always be evident, you are moving closer to your divine purpose with every obedient step you take. I know you may wonder if it's worth it, if the sacrifices are making a difference, if the quiet moments of trust are ever enough. Let me tell you this, your obedience is making an eternal impact. Heaven sees you. God is pleased with your quiet faithfulness. You are preparing to walk into a season where the fruits of your obedience will be made manifest. The quiet victory you've won in your heart is about to be reflected in your life. The angel affirms this truth. The invisible victories you've won have already begun to set the stage for your visible breakthrough. The small acts of kindness, the moments of forgiveness, the choices to stay true to your path when others were led astray. Those moments have already shifted the atmosphere around you. Heaven has seen it all. And now, the time for your divine vindication is near. The doors that were once closed are now opening. What you've sown in the Spirit will now come to harvest. As you stand in the fullness of your quiet obedience, something begins to stir within you. A quiet assurance that everything you've endured, every sacrifice you've made, has not been in vain. Heaven has seen every act of faith, and now, those acts are beginning to bear fruit. The silence you've embraced, the moments when you chose to be faithful without recognition, have not gone unnoticed. Heaven applauds your faithfulness. Every step you've taken, every quiet moment of trust, is being transformed into divine momentum. You may still be wondering how this quiet obedience can possibly lead to something significant. After all, in a world that values the loud, the visible, and the immediate, it can be hard to see the power in what seems so unnoticed. But the truth is that heaven works differently. The quiet acts of obedience, the ones you've done when no one was looking, are the very foundation upon which God will build your breakthrough. In the shadows, where it feels like no one can see, you've been building spiritual authority. The angel beside you speaks softly, affirming that your victory comes in the shadows. What you thought were moments of isolation or silence have been divine opportunities for growth. Those moments when you didn't lash out in anger, when you chose peace over frustration, when you didn't fight back with your own strength, those were the moments that shifted the spiritual atmosphere. You were silent, but not inactive. You were building, and heaven was moving on your behalf. Each moment of patience, each time you chose to honor God, even when it didn't make sense, has been recorded by heaven. The angel encourages you to look back at those moments, not as lost time, but as spiritual victories. You may not have received the recognition you thought you deserved, but the applause of heaven has been resounding in response to your faithfulness in the quiet. It may not have been acknowledged by the world, but in the unseen realm, it has made a profound impact. God honors the small acts of obedience, and as the angel reveals, these acts create a spiritual bank account that will soon be cashed in. What was once done in secret will soon be made known, and the world will see the fruits of your quiet faithfulness. You might wonder if your actions were really that significant, if they truly made a difference. Heaven's answer to that question is an emphatic yes. You were not invisible to God. Every quiet prayer, every choice to forgive, every time you chose love over anger, it all mattered. Your obedience has created a shift in the spirit, and now, that shift is about to manifest in the physical realm. The doors that once remained closed, the opportunities that seemed unreachable, are about to open before you. God's timing is perfect, and He has seen every step of your journey. As the angel speaks to your heart, you begin to see that quiet obedience has a divine power that is beyond measure. The world may not recognize it, but heaven does. And the power of your obedience is about to be revealed in a way that cannot be ignored. The fruit of your silent sacrifices is not just for you, it is for others as well. Your quiet obedience has positioned you to lead others, to guide them in faith, and to shine a light in places where there was once darkness. Your steadfastness is about to become a beacon of hope for those who are watching you, whether they realize it or not. Your quiet faith will inspire others to walk in the same obedience, to trust in God's timing, and to choose peace over chaos. There is something sacred about obedience in the shadows, the moments when no one else can see, when no one else is acknowledging your struggle, are the moments that build the strength that will carry you through the challenges ahead. The angel gently affirms that this kind of faith is what God is after, a heart that chooses to trust when everything around you is uncertain. Your trust is precious to God. Every moment of surrender, every choice to honor God in silence, has added weight to your spiritual authority. It is this authority that you are walking in now, and it will guide your steps as you move into the next season of your life. The angel reveals that this moment of obedience, the one you may have felt was insignificant or unnoticed, is about to bear great fruit. The quiet endurance you have shown has set the stage for a new season of divine restoration. What was hidden will now be revealed. The promises that seemed distant will now unfold in front of your eyes. What you've been patiently waiting for is now coming to you, not by your own strength, but because God has seen your faithfulness and is about to reward you in ways you never imagined. As you continue walking in divine obedience, you feel the shift in the atmosphere. The burdens that once weighed you down are being lifted. The tension that held your spirit captive is dissolving. The angel whispers that you are now walking in the fruit of your faithfulness, and this fruit will not only impact your life, but it will overflow to others. What you sowed in silence is about to be seen in the light. Your quiet acts of kindness, trust, and faith will now be made visible for all to see. The world may not have celebrated your sacrifice, but heaven has been keeping record, and God is about to bring that record into manifestation. Now, as you continue to walk in this season of divine obedience, you can feel the weight of your divine purpose becoming clearer. You are no longer moving in darkness or doubt. You are moving in alignment with heaven's perfect will. The authority you've gained through your quiet faith is opening doors, and the fruit of your patience is ready to be harvested. You are stepping into a season where your obedience will shine, and where your life will bear witness to the power of trust in God's perfect timing. The angel assures you, this is just the beginning. The best is yet to come. As you stand at the threshold of this new season, a new understanding begins to settle in your spirit. The trials, the pain, the moments when you felt forgotten or unseen, are about to make sense in ways that will transform your life. You've walked through hardship, endured rejection, and suffered silently, but I want to reassure you that God has seen every moment, every betrayal, every unjust word spoken against you, every step you took in faith when it felt like everything around you was falling apart. It has all been recorded. And now, heaven is preparing to move in ways that will vindicate you, restore you, and elevate you beyond what you could have ever imagined. The angel beside you speaks softly, affirming this truth. God's justice is perfect, and in this season, He is moving behind the scenes to restore what was taken from you, to make right what was wrong, and to elevate you to a place where His glory will be made visible. You might have felt overlooked, rejected, or mistreated by others, but heaven has not missed a single detail of your journey. In the quiet moments, in the pain you endured, God has been at work, gathering evidence, building a case, and preparing a season of divine vindication. God's justice is not about revenge, it's about restoration. It's not about getting back at those who hurt you, but about restoring what was stolen, whether it be your peace, your joy, your reputation, or your opportunities. God does not seek vengeance. He seeks to restore what the enemy has taken and elevate you beyond the harm that was meant to break you. As the angel walks alongside you, you begin to feel the shift. The season of vindication is near. You may have wondered in past seasons, when will justice come? When will the truth be revealed? When will the wrongs that were done to me finally be righted? The angel reminds you that heaven's justice is never delayed. It might seem like it takes time, but God is always right on time. He has been working behind the scenes, orchestrating the perfect moment for your vindication. And that moment is now. God is aligning the right people, the right opportunities, and the right timing to reveal the truth and to restore what has been taken. The silence you endured, the waiting you thought was endless, was not in vain. Heaven was using that time to prepare you, to refine you, and to position you for a new season of favor. The enemy thought the silence meant defeat. It thought the waiting meant that God had forgotten about you. But the truth is, the silence was preparation. It was God aligning everything for your victory. As you reflect on your journey, you can now see that the obstacles you faced, the challenges you overcame, and the waiting you endured were not signs of God's absence. They were God's plan at work, getting you ready for the breakthrough that is now unfolding. As the angel continues to speak into your spirit, you begin to see how everything is coming into alignment. The paths that once seemed blocked are now opening. The doors that once seemed impossible to enter are now swinging wide open. The favor that once seemed distant is now drawing near. Heaven has been at work, reversing the injustices that you faced and preparing the way for you to step into a new season of restoration. Every moment of suffering, every act of faith, every prayer you prayed has been part of God's plan for your vindication. And now, the time for your reward has come. The angel assures you that God's justice is not like the world's justice. In the world, we often expect justice to be about getting even or seeking revenge. But God's justice is about restoration and elevation. You are not simply being vindicated for the sake of proving others wrong. Your vindication is part of God's plan to show the world His faithfulness. You will rise, not because you fought to make it happen, but because God's hand is on your life, and His timing is perfect. Those who have doubted you, those who have hurt you, will see your rise, not because of your strength, but because of God's divine intervention in your life. Vindication is not about you seeking revenge. It's about God revealing His truth. The pain and the injustice that you've faced are being redeemed in a way that will glorify God. You've been through the fire, but you are coming out stronger, more refined, and ready for the next phase of your life. The angel affirms this truth, reminding you that the waiting and silence were not a punishment. They were part of God's perfect plan to restore, elevate, and vindicate you. God's justice is a divine reversal. The angel shows you that the things that once held you back, fear, doubt, resentment, rejection, are now being turned around. What once seemed like a setback is now a setup for your elevation. What the enemy meant for harm, God is using for your good. The trials you endured were not in vain. They were refining you, testing your faith, and building a spiritual foundation that will carry you through the new doors of opportunity that are now opening before you. The moment of vindication is not just for you, it is for the glory of God. Your restoration is a testimony to others that God does not forget His promises. He sees your pain, He hears your prayers, and He is moving on your behalf. Vindication is not just a personal victory, it is a public declaration of God's faithfulness. And your life will be a witness to the power of His justice and timing. As you reflect on the journey of your life, the weight of the past struggles begins to lift. The understanding of divine justice and vindication grows clearer in your spirit. You are now seeing that everything you've endured, every moment of silence, and every prayer of faith has not been wasted. You may have wondered why things took so long, why it seemed like heaven was silent in your pain, or why the injustices around you went unaddressed. But now, you begin to realize that God's justice has been at work all along, and that His perfect timing has been orchestrating every detail for your restoration. The angel beside you speaks, and in its gentle voice, you hear a truth that settles deeply into your spirit. God's justice is not about quick retaliation or revenge. It is about restoration and elevation. Heaven is not just moving to punish those who have wronged you, no. Heaven is moving to restore what was lost, to return to you what was stolen, and to elevate you to a place where you can live out your divine purpose in greater freedom and blessing. You may have felt overlooked, rejected, or misunderstood. The seasons of waiting, of silent endurance, where it seemed like no one was watching or acknowledging your sacrifice, were not periods of abandonment. Every step of faith, every choice to walk in love, forgiveness, and grace was a seed sown in heaven's garden, and those seeds are now coming to fruition. You are stepping into a season of restoration, where God will vindicate you and bring everything into divine order. You begin to feel the weight of vindication, not in the way the world would expect, not in the way of revenge or payback, but in the way that heaven sees it. Vindication is not about getting even. It is about the restoration of your dignity, the return of what was unjustly taken, and the elevation of your soul to a place where the glory of God can be seen in every aspect of your life. This is not just about you winning, but about God winning through you. Your life, now filled with His favor, will stand as a testament to His faithfulness and the power of divine justice. The angel whispers a profound truth into your spirit. God's justice is not just for your benefit, it is for His glory. As you step into your vindication, you will see how God uses your story to reveal His goodness to the world. The very struggles that you endured, the very challenges that seemed insurmountable, will now become the foundation of your testimony. The people who doubted you, the ones who hurt you, and the ones who tried to stop you, will now see God's faithfulness in your life. They will witness your rise, not because of your own strength, but because of the hand of God that has been moving on your behalf. And in seeing your elevation, others will be led to understand that God does not forget His children. You feel a new sense of purpose stirring within you. The waiting, the silence, the seasons of injustice were not just about you. They were about God positioning you for a greater calling. Now, as you move forward in this new season, you understand that your vindication is not only for your personal blessing, it is for the advancement of God's kingdom. You were made to carry a light, to be an example of His goodness, and to show the world that God's justice and faithfulness do not fail. Your story is not just about overcoming, it's about showing the world that God restores, that He redeems, and that He brings justice to those who trust in Him. The angel continues to speak into your spirit, guiding you through the reality of your divine vindication. As you move into this new season, know that what was stolen is being returned. The broken relationships will be restored. The financial losses will be repaid. The reputation that was tarnished unjustly will be cleared. But more than that, you are being elevated to a position of influence, a position where God's power and favor will be made manifest in your life. Your rise is a sign of heaven's glory. What once seemed like the end is now just the beginning. Your victory is not just for you, it is a public display of God's justice. Now, as the angel reveals this truth, you feel the weight of this elevation. The vindication is not just the restoration of what you lost. It is the release of divine favor that you didn't even know was waiting for you. The time of silence, the waiting, the endurance, was a period of divine preparation. You were being molded and prepared to step into a place where your obedience would bring forth fruit. And now, you stand at the threshold of that season. The doors that were locked are now open. The path that seemed blocked is now cleared. Heaven is aligning everything in your life for greater purpose and greater favor. You have walked through the fire, and now you are stepping into the fullness of God's plan for your life. As you look ahead, the angel reminds you that this season of vindication is just the beginning. It's not the end. Your testimony will continue to grow, your influence will continue to expand, and God's favor will continue to pour out in ways you can't even imagine. This is the season where God's justice will be revealed in every area of your life, and you will walk in a new level of authority, peace, and purpose. Now, I want you to breathe in deeply, knowing that this moment is yours. Everything you have endured has led you here, to this point of divine vindication. You have been faithful, you have been obedient, and now heaven is revealing the restoration and elevation that is rightfully yours. The silence is over. The waiting is over. Vindication is coming, and it's coming with power. As you continue on this incredible journey of divine elevation, you begin to realize something profound. Your faithfulness is a powerful force. It is not just the big acts of faith that have shaped your destiny, but the quiet, unseen moments of faithfulness, the decisions you made when no one was watching, the quiet strength you exhibited when the world around you seemed to collapse. Every time you chose to stay faithful, even when it seemed like no one noticed, you were shifting spiritual realities. You were positioning yourself for the breakthrough that is now unfolding in your life. I know at times it can feel like your efforts have been unseen, as though the sacrifices you've made in private are being overlooked. You've given so much, loved when it was hard, and continued to trust when you couldn't see the outcome. But I want to assure you, heaven has seen your faithfulness. Every act of obedience, every step of trust, every moment of patience, it has all been recorded in heaven's book. Your faithfulness is not only noticed, it is honored by God. The angel beside you affirms this truth, reminding you that God values your obedience in the unseen moments. The world may celebrate the big victories, the public recognition, but heaven celebrates your quiet faithfulness. Every prayer you've whispered, every time you chose kindness over anger, every time you kept going when you wanted to give up, all of it matters. It is all contributing to the larger purpose that heaven has set before you. God is not just looking at the outward circumstances, He is looking at the heart behind the actions. And your heart, your quiet faithfulness, is what has moved heaven. This is where the power of your faithfulness is revealed. Your obedience in the small moments is a reflection of your trust in God's timing. While the world may place value on immediate results, heaven sees the value in the long journey of endurance. Faithfulness is not about immediate gratification. It is about trusting that God is working behind the scenes. The angel assures you that this faithfulness is the foundation of your elevation. The silent moments, the quiet endurance, have made you ready to walk through doors of opportunity that are opening before you now. You may not realize it, but the environment around you has shifted because of your faithfulness. The people you've encountered, the relationships you've built, the opportunities that seem to come out of nowhere, all of it has been orchestrated by heaven in response to your steady obedience. You have positioned yourself for a season of divine favor simply by remaining faithful in the quiet moments. You chose to trust when it wasn't easy. And now, heaven is aligning everything to make sure that you receive the blessings that are yours. The angel helps you see that faithfulness has a power that is often underestimated. It's easy to think that big, dramatic actions make a difference. But heaven knows that true strength lies in consistency. The strength to keep going when no one is cheering you on. The strength to choose love and patience when the world tells you to fight back. That's where true power lies. Heaven is looking at your heart and celebrating your willingness to trust in God's plan even when it seems hidden or delayed. Your faithfulness is creating the conditions for your breakthrough. In this new season, you will begin to see that your quiet faithfulness is no longer unnoticed. Heaven is not only recognizing your obedience, but is also preparing to reward it. The things you've been waiting for, the doors that seemed closed, the opportunities that once felt distant, are now opening. The angel reminds you that you are stepping into a season of divine favor, where everything that was once out of reach will be brought to you, not by force, but by divine alignment. Heaven is not only recognizing your sacrifices, but is now releasing the reward for your faithful endurance. The power of your faithfulness is transforming your life. The things you thought were setbacks were simply God's way of preparing you for the next phase of your destiny. The angel assures you that your past struggles were not in vain. Every moment of hardship, every test of your patience, every trial you faced has been building you up to carry the blessing and responsibility of the new season that's unfolding now. You are no longer just enduring the storms. You are stepping into a place where you will thrive because of the faithfulness you've shown in the quiet moments. Now, as you step into this new terrain, the angel reveals a deeper truth. Your faithfulness has not only impacted your life, but it has also impacted those around you. Your example has been a light to others. They have watched your quiet endurance, your ability to stand strong in the face of adversity, and they've seen how you've walked in love and grace when it was hard. The more you walk in obedience and trust, the more you will see the fruit of your faithfulness, not just in your own life, but in the lives of those around you. Your faithfulness is becoming a witness to others of God's faithfulness, and they are now stepping into their own seasons of trust and obedience because of the example you've set. Your faith is a weapon. Every act of trust you've made, every time you chose to endure instead of retreat, has shaped the spiritual environment around you. Heaven is aligning your life in response to your obedience. As you continue to walk in faith, you will begin to see that everything in your life, from relationships to opportunities, from finances to personal growth, is being transformed. The environment around you is shifting to align with heaven's purpose, and this is all a result of your faithfulness. You have not only prepared yourself for this moment, you have also prepared the ground around you to receive the blessings that are now coming your way. As you stand in the fullness of this divine elevation, you realize something powerful. Your faithfulness has unlocked a spiritual momentum that is now carrying you forward. It's not a force that comes from striving or pushing. It's a momentum that comes from aligning with God's will and walking in obedience, even in the quiet, hidden moments. Your quiet endurance has now created the foundation for the blessings and opportunities that are beginning to unfold in your life. The angel continues to speak into your spirit, reminding you that the power of your faithfulness is something that cannot be underestimated. In the world, we often focus on the big, visible successes, the victories that come with public recognition and applause. But in the kingdom of God, true power is found in the small, unseen acts of obedience. Every moment of sacrifice, every decision to love, forgive, or trust, when it seemed like no one was watching, has been building spiritual authority within you. And now, this authority is rising to meet the opportunities God is placing in front of you. You may have wondered if those quiet moments of faith were really making a difference. Maybe it felt like no one noticed the sacrifices, the times you chose peace instead of retaliation, or the times you loved even when it was hard. But I want you to hear this with clarity. God noticed. Heaven has recorded every single act of obedience, no matter how small, and now it is time for those moments of faithfulness to bear fruit. The angel assures you that everything you've endured, every act of trust, has prepared you for the great season of blessing and influence that is about to unfold in your life. The angel helps you understand that God does not waste any of your sacrifices. The moments when you stood alone, when you chose to walk in integrity even when others didn't, when you trusted in God's timing even when it seemed delayed, these are the moments that have shaped you into the person who is now ready for greater authority and impact. You may have felt overlooked, even misunderstood at times, but heaven was always at work, moving behind the scenes, making sure that the fruits of your faithfulness would come into full bloom at just the right moment. As you begin to grasp this truth, you realize that the faithfulness you have shown has not only prepared you for the blessings ahead, but has also shifted the spiritual atmosphere around you. The angel reveals that your faithfulness has created an environment for breakthrough. Heaven has been moving in your life, aligning everything in response to your obedient heart. What seemed like delays, detours, and moments of struggle were actually heaven's way of preparing you for the impact you are about to make. You begin to feel a deeper sense of confidence in your calling. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable now feel like mere stepping stones leading you into your divine purpose. Your faithfulness in unseen moments has now created a spiritual foundation that will support the new opportunities that are coming your way. Every act of obedience, no matter how small, has added to the momentum that is propelling you into a new season of favor and divine alignment. God is opening doors for you because you have chosen to walk faithfully through the doors He opened before. The angel affirms that your quiet obedience has not only transformed you but has also set the stage for others. You might have felt like you were walking alone at times, but your journey of faithfulness has inspired those around you, even if you didn't realize it. People have watched your life, and they've seen your strength, your endurance, and your quiet trust in God's plan. As you continue to walk forward, you will find that others will be drawn to the light of your obedience, and your example will inspire them to walk in faith and trust as well. This is the beauty of divine alignment. When you choose to walk in faith, even in the silence, even when no one else is watching, you align yourself with heaven's purpose. Your obedience, which may seem small to the world, is creating a ripple effect in the spiritual realm. The angel shows you how your actions, your quiet faith, are not just transforming your life, they are shifting the spiritual atmosphere for others too. Your obedience is creating a path for others to follow, and the blessings that flow into your life will overflow into the lives of those around you. Heaven is using your faithfulness to impact not just your own journey but to guide others into the divine purpose God has for them as well. As you step into this new season, you begin to see how your quiet faithfulness has not only brought you into alignment with your destiny, but it has also positioned you for greater purpose. You are walking in a season where your life will be a testimony of God's goodness and His faithfulness. The trials you've faced, the moments you thought you couldn't endure, have shaped you into a vessel of influence, a light in the darkness, and a guide for others. The power of your faithfulness is creating opportunities for you to step into your calling and fulfill the divine purpose that God has set before you. The angel reminds you that you are not just walking into blessings for yourself, you are walking into a season of divine stewardship. Your faithfulness is being rewarded not just with personal blessings, but with the responsibility to lead and to guide others. The authority you've gained through your obedience has positioned you to step into your divine role and fulfill the purpose God has placed on your life. This is a season where your ** obedience will not only bless you, but will be a blessing to others as you walk in your divine authority and share the gifts you've been given. You are stepping into a new level of influence and purpose. Every moment of faithfulness, every choice to walk in love and trust, has positioned you for a season of divine restoration. The angel assures you that the power of your obedience is working in ways you can't fully see yet, but soon, it will be evident to all. God is about to reveal His goodness and faithfulness through you in a way that will impact the world around you. As you stand in this moment, you are ready. Ready to walk in your divine purpose, ready to walk in divine authority, and ready to walk in divine favor. You have been prepared by your obedience, your faith, and your trust. Now, the doors are opening, and the time for restoration and elevation has come. Your quiet faithfulness has led you here, and now, you are walking into the fullness of what God has always intended for your life. As you step into this next season, something profound begins to stir within you, a quiet but undeniable sense of purpose and fulfillment. All the trials, the quiet acts of obedience, the waiting, and the endurance have led to this very moment. You stand at the threshold of divine promise. The doors that once seemed closed, the opportunities that felt out of reach, and the blessings that were long delayed, are now about to unfold before you. This is the moment where everything aligns, where the culmination of your faithfulness and obedience is revealed in a way that will change the course of your life forever. The angel, standing by your side, speaks with quiet assurance. This is your season of restoration. They fortends. Everything that was lost, everything that was stolen, is about to be returned to you. But this restoration isn't just about what you've lost, it's about the new beginnings that are now in your grasp. It's about walking into a season where divine favor and purpose are being poured out upon you in ways you've never experienced before. You are stepping into a new reality, a reality where everything you've hoped for is beginning to come to fruition. I know there were times when you thought the promise was forgotten, or that the road ahead was never going to open up. But hear this with your spirit. God has not forgotten you. The silence, the waiting, the struggle, it was all part of the process. You've been prepared for this moment. God has been at work behind the scenes, aligning everything for your good, for your purpose, and for His glory. And now, the doors are opening, the path is becoming clear, and the blessings that have been stored up for you are about to be released. The angel reveals to you that the waiting has not been wasted. Every moment of silence, every trial, every moment you chose to endure when it seemed like no one was watching, has set the stage for your elevation. What you endured in secret is about to be revealed in public. The strength you built in silence is now going to be your platform for greater influence. The angel whispers that what you've sowed in obedience, love, and trust will now return to you. You will see the fruit of your faithfulness, the rewards of your patience, and the fulfillment of every promise God has spoken over your life. As you stand in this new season, you begin to recognize the spiritual authority that you now carry. The authority that comes from obedience, not just the outward actions, but the heart's alignment with God's will. You've walked through challenges, you've endured hardship, and you've kept your faith in the silence. Now, as you walk into your divine inheritance, you realize that you are no longer a passive recipient of God's promises. You are a co-heir with Christ, walking in the fullness of what God has prepared for you. But with this authority comes responsibility. The angel reminds you that this is not just for your benefit. This season of restoration is not just about receiving, it's about stewarding what God has given you. It's about taking the blessings, the wisdom, and the resources that you've been entrusted with, and using them to expand God's kingdom on earth. You have been placed in this position, not just to enjoy the blessings but to share them with others. Your life is now a vessel for divine purpose, and everything you've been through has prepared you to lead others into their own breakthrough, to share your testimony of God's faithfulness, and to show others the way to their own divine inheritance. You begin to feel a deeper sense of peace and confidence in your spirit. No longer are you fearful of what comes next. You are walking in alignment with God's will, and with each step, you are becoming more and more aware of His presence, His guidance, and His favor. You're no longer just waiting for your moment to come, you're stepping fully into it. The promise that God spoke over your life is being revealed. The time for waiting is over. The season of fulfillment has come. The angel points you to the doors of destiny that are now opening before you. These aren't just ordinary doors. These are doors of divine purpose. The doors that will lead you to places you've never imagined, to opportunities that will expand your influence and impact. What was once held back is now being released into your life. The blessings that God has prepared for you are now beginning to pour out, and you are walking into a season of divine favor that will carry you forward into the fullness of your calling. But remember, the angel says softly, this new season isn't about the blessing alone, it's about the calling. It's about stepping into your purpose with a new understanding of God's will for your life. The restoration you're about to experience is not just a return to what you've lost, it is the beginning of new opportunities. God has been aligning things in your life so that you can step into your destiny. This is the moment where everything changes, and the doors that once seemed locked are now opening before you. As you step forward, the angel helps you recognize the divine favor that is surrounding you. Your obedience has already moved heaven. Your endurance has already shifted the atmosphere. Now, as you walk into this new season, you will begin to see that every step you take is aligned with God's purpose. You are walking into a time of divine restoration, where everything that was once delayed, lost, or broken is being made new. This is your season to receive what God has prepared for you. As the divine doors begin to open before you, you step forward with a newfound sense of confidence and purpose. This moment is not just the culmination of your journey, it is the beginning of something new. Everything you have endured, every silent prayer, every sacrifice, every moment of obedience in the quiet has prepared you for the fulfillment of God's promises in your life. You are walking into a new season of restoration, a season where the past hurts, delays, and struggles are being made right by heaven's intervention. The angel by your side continues to affirm this truth, reminding you that the promises God has made to you are yes and amen. You've waited long enough, and now the time has come for you to walk in the fullness of what was always intended for you. Your obedience has positioned you for this very moment. The favor of heaven has been working behind the scenes, and now you are stepping into a season of divine overflow, where everything that was once out of reach is now within your grasp. The restoration is here, and the doors to your divine inheritance are opening wide. You feel the weight of God's faithfulness surrounding you, and with each step forward, the peace that surpasses all understanding settles deeper into your spirit. This is not a moment of doubt or fear. This is a moment of confidence. You are no longer uncertain about what comes next, because you know that God has already gone before you, clearing the path and preparing the way. The seasons of struggle and waiting were not in vain. They were preparing you for the fullness of what is now unfolding. The angel reveals that everything that has been hidden, delayed, or stolen is being restored. The promises God spoke over you long ago are now coming into full fruition. The relationships that were once broken are being healed. The opportunities that were delayed are now aligning perfectly. The angel reminds you that this season of restoration is not just about receiving what was lost. It is about stepping into your calling and destiny with divine clarity. What was once hidden is now being revealed, and what was once delayed is now being accelerated. This is your season to receive what was always meant for you. As you step into this new season, you realize that the restoration you're experiencing is not just for personal gain. God has elevated you for a greater purpose. The blessings that are flowing into your life are not meant to be kept to yourself. The divine favor you are walking in is meant to overflow into the lives of others. You are being positioned to be a vessel of God's grace, to carry the light of His love into the world, and to share the blessings you've received with those around you. You are not just walking into blessings, you are walking into purpose. The doors that are opening are not just opportunities for personal success, they are opportunities to serve, to lead, and to impact others. As the angel guides you forward, you begin to feel the weight of your divine calling. Your life is no longer about personal gain alone. It is about serving God's kingdom, expanding His influence, and being a light to those around you. Every blessing you receive is now meant to be shared, and every opportunity is meant to be used for God's glory. The angel speaks gently, reminding you that this is not the end of your journey. The restoration you're experiencing now is just the beginning. What you've been waiting for is just a stepping stone to the greater purpose that is unfolding before you. Your journey of obedience, trust, and faithfulness has positioned you for something far greater than you could have imagined. The elevation, the favor, the blessings, they are all a part of God's plan to expand His kingdom through your life. You can feel the shift in your spirit. You are no longer the same person you were when this journey began. Every trial, every moment of silence, every choice to walk in faith has shaped you into someone who can now carry divine authority. You are stepping into a new level of spiritual power, the kind of power that comes from trusting God completely and walking in alignment with His purpose. You are no longer just walking through life, you are walking with purpose. And that purpose is now becoming clearer than ever. The angel affirms that your new season of favor will be marked by divine provision and purposeful action. No longer will you have to strive or struggle to make things happen. Heaven's favor will be with you every step of the way. The doors that were once locked will now swing open with ease. Opportunities are aligning, and God's timing is perfect. As you walk forward, you will find that everything you need is being provided for you, not by your own effort, but by God's grace and divine provision. You are walking into a season where everything is aligning for your good, and everything that was delayed is now coming into divine order. As the angel walks beside you, you begin to sense that this is a season of great purpose. The waiting, the silence, the unseen moments of faith, they were all part of God's perfect plan to bring you into this divine moment of restoration. Everything you've endured has shaped you, prepared you, and positioned you to step into a season where divine favor is poured out on you in abundance. And it's not just for your benefit, it's for God's glory, and it's for the fulfillment of His kingdom on earth. The restoration and elevation you're stepping into will not be just for you. They will be multiplied through you. The overflow of blessings that you are about to experience will be a testimony to the goodness of God, and it will be used to bless and impact others in ways you cannot yet fully comprehend. Your life is becoming a beacon of hope, faith, and restoration, and the world will see the goodness of God reflected in everything you do. As this new season unfolds, the angel affirms that everything is being restored, and the doors of opportunity are now opening before you. The path ahead is clear, and your divine inheritance is within reach. You are stepping into a season of abundance, favor, and purpose. The waiting is over. The silence has ended. Now, the promise is being fulfilled. Thank you so much for joining us on this divine journey today. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We want to keep spreading these life-changing insights to those who need it the most. Your support helps us reach more people, and together, we can create a wave of transformation that will ripple across the world. If you're ready to embrace the transformation that's unfolding in your life, let us know in the comments below. Remember, your breakthrough is coming, and we're here to walk with you every step of the way. Stay aligned, stay faith-filled, and see you in the next video.